What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get Sausage Biscuit. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Four producers. There you go, baby.
Hey, good afternoon, boy and girl. Welcome to Cage. I'm Christopher James. I am Christopher James, and we are going to party with you today. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on board, man, and we appreciate it. We are happy to be here. Don't forget, tonight, it's the XFC 45 Live on Fox Sports 2. Also, this weekend, we got UFC 265, Derek Lewis versus Cyril Gane for the interim heavyweight championship. I don't know why we're doing it interim, but, I don't make the rules. I just, watch the fights. So with that being said, yesterday I took a trip over to Orlando. I took the show on the road. And, normally I would do it from the studio here. You need the Modelo bump box you've seen online, Raider Tony. Man, maybe we can get you one of those. I'll talk to my boy Phil about. But anyway, so yesterday I took a trip over to Orlando, stopped at Bump Box Orlando, where I got to hang out for a couple of hours with Phil, the Fresh Prince Rowe, UFC welterweight who just earned his first Octagon victory this last weekend. UFC Vegas, UFC on ESPN 28, I believe it was, where he took on Orion Cosce, the previously undefeated Orion Cosce. Phil took home a second-round TKO win, and he finally got that first win. Now he's 1-1 in the Octagon. Since he earned his contract on the Contender Series, he has done a few things. He's had a baby. He's now a business owner, and he finally got that first win at the UFC. I've been watching Phil for a long time. He started out his career as a pro 0-2. I met him when he was 0-2 at a fight event we were doing. He was on the card. He was worried. I met him. He just gave off this vibe, and I knew that this kid would be a star one day in the UFC, as long as he didn't quit on himself, and he never did. So sit back, relax, and enjoy my interview with my friend, your favorite UFC welterweight, the man himself, the one and only, Phil, the Fresh Prince Rowe, from his store, Bump Box Orlando. Hey guys, good afternoon. Welcome to Cage Side with Christopher James in Orlando, Florida at Bump Box Orlando. This store right here is the first store on the East Coast of the United States, and it's being headed up by this young man right here. He is Phil, the Fresh Prince Rowe, your favorite UFC welterweight and newest entrepreneur, coming fresh off a win at UFC in Vegas against Orion Cosce, his first Octagon win. So first, let's do this the right way. Phil, welcome to the show, brother, and thanks for having us in the store.
Thank you. Thank you for wanting to come to the store and show some love, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, of course, man. We go back, dude. Like I told I put up a post after your fight that, I remember when I met you, you were 0-2. You were a little nervous that night. I told you were going to win. I told you were going to make it to the UFC. And boom, you're here. Got that first win. Because the first fight didn't go your way. So just jump in. How does it feel right now to get that monkey off your back, that first Octagon win? Because I know when you won your fight at the Contender Series, how jubilant you were and how great you felt. So I'm guessing this has got to be 100 times better?
Yeah. It's a good feeling, man. MMA is the highest highs and the lowest lows. And the highs aren't as long as the lows. When you lose, that low is a lot longer than the high when you win. So a lifetime achievement, man. I knew I could get here. I knew I could win here. And notching that off, no matter what happens from here on out, like, you can't take that from me. I made it to the pinnacle, and I got a dub in the pinnacle of fighting. So I'm happy. I'm definitely not content, but I'm happy.
Yeah, you should be happy. You got that win, and first, getting to the UFC itself is just an accomplishment that so many people are never going to enjoy. So you did that. You had your first fight. You took an L. You took it in stride. You went back to the drawing board, and then you came back. And you had this fight here just last weekend, UFC Vegas, worldwide exposure on ESPN. It couldn't be a better time for you to be here in the UFC.
No, it's awesome. That was it was a smaller card, as people were looking at it, but so many finishes. A lot of guys got performance bonuses, and like you said, it was on ESPN, which was awesome. So it wasn't ESPN Plus. I had people in Turks and Caicos hitting me up. My wife's friends were on vacation over there, and they're like, "Hey, Phil's on TV," and so that's pretty cool, So, and then I had a bunch of people in my inbox after, like random people showing me love. After any fighter can tell you, after a fight, you get flooded. But I had a bunch of foreign people from Kuwait, people from Puerto Rico. So it was kind of cool, I try to show those people that aren't the norm love,
Now, I don't like to ask guys negative questions, but some people heard I was coming to do this interview with you. You were very upfront. You missed weight. You said no excuses. I just missed. Had you not missed, my honest opinion was you would have gotten a knockout of the night post, because you really, and no disrespect to Mr. Cosi, I love that guy. Him and his brother are awesome, but you definitely had a performance of the night finish that night. So what do we do now to make sure that the weight never gets in your way again?
I've never missed weight ever. So I used to fight 155 pounds, and I made weight. This is the first time I ever missed weight. And once again, I don't give a shit what anyone says or anyone feels about me. MMA fans are so fickle.
They are.
When I first started, I wasn't winning. As an amateur, and I started off my pro career and I wasn't winning. I was winning fights, meaning I wasn't the favorite. I'm always going into these fights as the underdog, like no matter what. Every single fight, I've never been a favorite. As an amateur, I was always struggling to keep my record above 500. Then I broke through. And I remember times when I'd be in the sauna, most of the times, by myself. I remember going to these fights by myself. I remember having banners and having no sponsors on it. I still don't have many sponsors, but I remember what it's like being on that other end. And most of my career has been that way. So now that people are here, it's cool, but it doesn't bother me because I know how fickle they are and I know how they come and go. So the second you do something wrong, they try to downplay it. I seen a guy, I was with Uriah Hall, shout out to Uriah Hall. They're like, "Man, Phil's so big next to Uriah." One guy goes, "Yeah, because he did miss weight by 2 pounds." The guy said, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." Like you can see 2 pounds of water on me, If people don't know the money side of the game, so at a certain weight you lose 30% of your money. At a certain weight you lose 20%. I did what I normally always do, and I went above and beyond when I went to cut weight. So I don't know what happened. I don't know in between when I went to sleep if I rehydrated a little bit too much. I had 16 ounces. I don't know if it was a little bit too much, but I did an hour and a half session that morning, and I usually lose 4 pounds.
Right.
Immediately. I lost 2.5. So already I was teetering with the time to weigh in and how much I had. So I could have, at that point, I was already in the 20% bracket of losing my money. So I did above and beyond what I normally did to lose 4 pounds, what I always do. So this time I did the same exact thing and I lost 2.5. Now I have 2 hours to weigh in. If I did exactly what I did again, I still would have been 0.5 over. So if I did a whole nother session, hour and a half, 25 minutes straight, 3 out, 10 minutes in, 3 out, 10 minutes in, 3 out, for an hour and a half, I would have lost 2.5 again, which would have had me at 0.5 over.
Still costing you 20%.
Still costing me 20%. So at that point, I made the conscious effort to say, no, I don't give a fuck what people think. I'm going to come in 2 pounds over instead of the 0.5. It's the same amount of money. It's to save myself the trauma on my body.
Sure.
So people don't know that side of it. So that's why I stopped. I could have did the same thing again, killed myself for what? Comments on Instagram? I don't give a fuck. I care about making weight. That's not what I don't give a fuck about. I don't give a fuck about what people think.
Right.
Nothing but respect to Orion and his brother. When I say awesome, awesome guys. I wish I had to punch someone else in the face. We cut weight together. They were being really weird at the PI. Like they wouldn't let us interact with each other. So that's protocol. So like opponents, you are on opposite end of the spectrum. So I would go in, he would go out all week long. Then it got to a point where we were both had to cut weight, and they said, Phil, you're gonna have to leave. And I said, dude, I gotta cut weight. And I said, can you ask his team, can I just stay? Because I would do the same for him. And we knew he wasn't gonna let us stay. Next thing you know, his team comes in and said, yeah, you can stay. Me and Orion were in the sauna, and he saw me bust my ass. We both were in the sauna for hours cutting weight together. Right. Literally, he's one session he was sitting in between my legs, another session I was sitting next to him, we're cracking jokes, hanging out the whole time.
Awesome.
So, I mean, it was cool. It wasn't a lack of effort on my part. It was just, at this level, man, there's little things. You know, maybe I had too much fruit, or I don't know why my body held on to it, but to save myself, I made the executive decision to stop cutting weight at the 20% mark. Shout out to Orion Kasi, he got some of my money. So yeah, he took home some of my money for not missing weight. I took it on the chin and went and performed the next day.
Yeah, and that's it. You know, I mean, like I say, when you missed weight, you immediately put up a post, you owned it, you didn't try to bullshit people, you didn't make an excuse. A lot of guys make an excuse. And I think what you just said to me, that you and him were cutting weight together, in the sauna together, in and out, is probably why he had such a good attitude toward you guys. Even in the octagon, you know, you guys were just friendly. I mean, you know, business is business. You got to punch each other in the face, but there's no reason to be an asshole to one another. And him and his brother, you know, they came the same route you did. Awesome Contender guy. Series. They fought their way in. You fought your way in. So now let's get to the fight. You know, you come out in round one. Little slow start. Orion, he got the best of you. He put you on your back a couple of times. And you know, I think you were just feeling your way through. But then round two came, and like it looked like just a completely different person. A switch went off, and here come the hand, and here come the feet, and here come the knees. And you know, take us through that for you from round one to round two, and the change you made to get that finish.
And also, like the casual fan, there's a lot going on that people don't understand. So still, I am 10 fights in my career, 11 fights in my career. I'm very green. So is Orion, so is his brother. So we're still learning. You know, you're talking, he turned pro in 2018. I've been pro for a little bit longer, but we're still learning the process. So the first round, I knew he wanted to grapple with me. And I even told Julian I was going to pull guard. And he said, Phil, that's fine. I just don't want you down too long. Pull guard, work your submissions, get back up, and in a minute and a half, if we're not submitting him, sweeping, get back up, and get him off the fence, circle, and go from there. So he did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He came out, he's a Greco guy, and he wrapped me up, put me on the cage. Better than I thought. I thought I'd be able to get him off, but he had a lot of strength. Of course, it's his first fight, a lot of adrenaline, and there was a lot of static energy that people couldn't see. So when he grabbed me and had me on the cage, I felt 110% of his energy. And as a grappler, I know what that feels like. I know when he is going 100%. I was going maybe 30. No knock on him, but he was the aggressor. So he was the aggressor, and at the point I was at, I was just framing and holding position. But I could feel him breathing on my neck, pause, and like shaking, and the static energy constantly. So it was a lot of pressure. I couldn't move him. Very strong. I knew there was no way in hell he could keep that up. So I just framed, meaning I just framed his bicep and did my best not to get taken down. Then there was a portion where I was like, man, let me go for an Inman Army roll or a judo throw. And I'm kind of teetering between the two, and I kind of went for a lazy throw. And he immediately capitalized and took me down. But also, not just saying this, I get taken down, I get taken down. I get taken down often. I like being on the ground. I pull guard in every fight. I pull guard in this fight. I don't care about being on the ground. So as soon as that happened, he took me down. Immediately I placed my guard, and now we're relaxed. And now I'm relaxed, and now everything's slowed down. There's no more UFC jitters. I'm cool as a cucumber. I feel like I'm in my gym. Once again, he's not posturing up, trying to pass my guard. He reaches over, grabs my head, holding on to me, static energy. He can't strike from here. He can't pass my guard from here. He can do absolutely nothing but hold me.
That's it.
He landed not one punch on my face. He did nothing. He was a little bit flustered. I could tell by the moment because I could feel him breathing, and I could feel the static energy. So I'm like, there's no point to combat that with trying to explode out. I just literally waited. I kept trying to push off the cage. I waited. Once there was a space for me to open my guard, I opened my guard, got back up. He was using a lot of static energy, and I just waited, frame. At the very end, we got a little break. I saw him smile, and then I knew he didn't have that energy in him no more. That's what that smile means. I hit him with a right straight, back on the stool. Julian's talking to me. I said, man, he's tired. I can feel it. He's not going to have that same energy. And they go, okay, let's go. Then the second round when we came out, then I started striking. But he kind of zapped himself in the first round. I know he did. I don't know if he said it, but I know 100,000% he zapped his energy. So it kind of ended up bad for him because of that. And then I was just able to pick him apart on the feet pretty easy.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny because you said you jump guard in every fight. You've told me that before. And in the second round, you were rocking him around, and then it looked like you had him around the head, and you're about to jump guard again. And Billy was bisming on commentary. He's yelling and going, "Don't do it!" You know, he's yelling at you from the side. I don't know if you heard him, because he's like, "Don't jump guard. Stay on your feet," because you're basically saying you're kicking this guy's ass. Don't jump guard. I don't know if you went back and watched the fight and listened to that. That moment made me laugh.
Yeah.
And he was right. At that point, you didn't need to go back down. But you unleashed striking. You know, you said in your post-fight interview, you've told everybody for years that, you know, your grappling is the best part of your game. I saw your strike, and I've seen you strike for years. You know, I've seen Phil. I've announced fights for him. And your striking is way up here. And your striking that night was so crisp. Once you started to unleash, the knees came in at the perfect time. You were ripping body to the head, back to the body, back to the head. I mean, everything right. I mean, you had the nice hooks coming in. The whole game plan really just came together for you. Second round started. You talked about your coach with your boxing skills. Give us a little more insight as to what he's done with you now to really develop that, because I'm telling you right now, and I think your striking might be better than your grappling. Your grappling is sick.
What people and here's
that's not to shit on your grappling, but I know you train with killers all day.
No, I get it.
God dang, Phil.
No, I get it. The cool thing is with me though, and with all these guys and whoever watches and listen, the awesome thing about me and my fights is you guys haven't seen 40% of me, and that's the cool thing, and that's the scary thing. Like once these guys know me. They can pretend like they don't. They know me. They've trained with me. They felt me. I just was getting rounds in with Alex Pieta. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like literally the best striker on planet Earth. He's a Glory middleweight, light heavyweight world champion currently, defending both belts. Knocked out Israel Adesanya, beat him once. Like beat him twice, knocked him out once. Absolute monster. The guys I grapple with, like I've been putting in work a long time. Watch all my fights, please study them. That is not even 20% of me, and I'm not talking shit. It's just a fact. Like you come to my gym on a Saturday, you pay the $15, I'm gonna fucking annihilate you, and that Phil never shows up, and I will. So once that Phil shows up, there's nothing no one can do. You can just pray that you're getting the timid, the guy that waits. But if you come to my Saturday sparring, I've felt these guys, and I've trained with most of them. A lot of top guys. I've trained with these guys for so long. I've been to all the gyms. I've been to Sao Paulo. I've been to Rio with Jacare. I know my skill set is there. So once I lock in, it's going to be very, very, very. There's no one competing at high level of grappling like I am that fights in the UFC besides Gilbert Burns. You know what I mean? But like, there's no one actively willing to put themselves out there to compete with these guys. And I can do it. I can grapple with these guys. I can box with these guys in its own entity. Like I'm in front of world champion boxers. My coach Kelly Davis brings me around all these guys. People know who Kelly Davis is. They know who his brother is, Concrete Calvin Davis, IBF world champion. Like I can do it. I am my own worst enemy. You know, once I get out of my own head, I'm gonna absolutely annihilate people, and it's gonna get better and better. I'm winning these fights 40% of what I can do. Listen to the coaching in my corner.
Yeah.
And that's proof. Phil, please go. We gotta go. That you never hear technical advice. Mike, literally, listen to my contender fight. Phil, we're here. You gotta go. Please, come on, Phil. We gotta go. Lock in. Listen to me walk in the cage. There, right now. Be comfortable. Dance, Phil. Right now. This is what my coach. You think he's not? I just got control in the cage the whole first round. Why doesn't he say, Phil, underhook? He doesn't need to tell me that. It's there. He needs me to lock in. Once I lock in and Phil fights, he knows what time it is. Literally every round he's in there, Phil, we gotta go. Please, go now. Be first. Like, that's his technical. Listen when he coaches Adolfo. Listen when he coaches everyone else on my team. He's giving them sound advice. For me, he is literally getting in my, Phil, you gotta go, you gotta go. Once I do, game over. So these guys can watch my fights and think they can this. That's 40% of what I can do. And it's just gonna get, the more comfortable I get in there, the worse it's gonna be. And it's gonna happen, you know? I'm learning on the job, you know? But once I lock in, man, the skill set is there and they'll see.
You know, it's funny that you said that, listening to Julian and your coaches in the corner. I've been at your fights, and come to think of it, I don't remember anybody at any fights, at any of your levels, giving you that advice. That, you know, rip the underhook, you know, he control, you know, you need to, you know, loosen your guard and grab him, you know, put the body lock. It is just, Phil, let's go to work. Phil, let's go to work. But I do hear him coaching other guys on the team differently. So it's crazy. I never noticed that before, and now I'm replaying it in my head, and I see it.
Just go on ESPN. Listen, go. You can hear him. Go to my contender fight. He literally is begging and pleading with me
to go to work.
Phil, we're here. You gotta go. I got a minute. This is what my coach is saying to me. I just got knocked down. I got taken down. He's not saying, Phil, do this. He's saying, please, Phil, wake up. You gotta go.
Yeah.
You gotta go now. We're here now. And they know. You know, the guys that I've trained with know. You know, so the guys that have trained with me know. But it's an on the job process. I'm learning. I'm getting better. I know it will come. I know I'm gonna lock in one day, and once I do, it's gonna be bad for whoever's in there.
I agree with you 100%. Like I said, I've watched your career since you were 0-2 when I first met you, and you've continually evolved, and you've become better fighter, better man, better person overall. So the whole thing is clicking for you right now. And you know, for all of us here in Florida that, you know, watch this, you know, we love you. I'm glad to see you achieve the things you want to achieve. So congratulations on getting that first win. I know it's only the beginning. And, you know, for you guys out there that if you didn't see the fight, go on to ESPN Plus. It's still there. You go watch it play. There's a highlight clip on my page and on Phil's page as well. Before we let you go, though, because, you know, we can only talk about the fight so much. You know, you did it, you've done it.
So,
but
on to the next.
But, you know, and, you know, no injuries, so you're good.
Yep.
So I want to talk about where we're at real quick. Bump Box Orlando. You guys see the wall back here? This is one of the bump boxes. This is something that, you know, a lot of guys beginning their career, fight career, you know, wouldn't, you know, put so much energy into something else. They want to focus on a fight. You opened up a brick and mortar location inside a mall with the most incredible Bluetooth speaker company on the planet. You became a partner with them, basically. So what I want to know is, you know, you went through all the grind to get the store open. Your store's been open now, what, 3-4 weeks?
3 weeks.
So is the grind getting the store ready and coming to work every day harder for you than the fight game? Because you've been invested in the fight game, and this is a whole new challenge and experience for you.
No, fighting is so integrated in my life. It's just what I do. You know, it's the same way you get up every morning and brush your teeth. I get up and train. So I don't look at it like that. And this, being a business owner now, it's awesome because I don't feel like it's work, you know? My business partner, Pete Zachary, he's here every step of the way, helping me learn, helping me grow as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. So that makes it a lot easier, you know? I don't know how to sign checks. I don't know how to friggin' open up new bank accounts, you know? I ain't ashamed to say that. I'm learning, you know? So it's all somewhere. Exactly. It's all new to me, and it's all a blessing, you know? So I'm taking it in stride. I'm just trying to learn, you know? I want to be better than I was yesterday. I want to be able to be in a position where I can genuinely help my family, genuinely help the people around me grow and better themselves. So this is just the start of that. You know, we got a bunch of other locations going on. We got a bunch of other business endeavors to embark in, but it's new and I'm learning, and I just want to soak it all in. So I don't look at it as a burden. I don't look at, my life now is 15-hour days every day. You know, I train every day. Yeah. So no matter what, I'm training. I get up 7:30 when my wife gets up. I'm with my daughter for like 2 hours. I go to the gym. I leave the gym at 12:45. I come straight here to close every day. That's just going to be my life indefinitely, and I'm A-okay with that. So just trying to learn, man. Just trying to grow. Just trying to be better than I was yesterday. I don't want to be stagnant. I don't want to be complacent. So I'm going to keep challenging myself, and keep moving forward for bigger things.
That's awesome, man. You know, I came over here week, 10 days ago, before you went out for your fight, so about 10 days ago. When I saw the store, it's a beautiful store, beautiful location. I'll put up some pictures, guys, after so you can see them. But you really did a phenomenal job, and you said your boy Pete was over there, helped you out tremendously, and I know he's fully invested in you. You're fully invested in him, and you're fully invested in all this. The last thing I want to touch on for you, and then I'll get you out of here because I know you've had a long day. Your daughter, she's a little over a year old now. She just turned a year. When you won your fight, you had the mouth guard with her name on it.
Yep.
And even in that moment where there was so much violence that happened, and everything, when you put that mouth guard up there, you showed up, you smiled, and there was such a different vibe that came out of you, dude. How happy are you now that of course I know you're happy, you love your daughter, but a year in now, and you're out here and all the things are really starting to click, and being a dad, how good does that feel to have all that and the love of that little girl, because she is the most adorable little girl. She's a walking fashion model already, dude.
Sure, man.
And I remember you said before, my girl gonna have all the fly clothes. My girl gonna be
damn right.
all fitted up, and she is, dude. So how happy does that make you feel? See all that coming to fruition?
It's
as
an
well.
awesome feeling, man. And when guys say, "I do it for my daughter," I do it for my daughter. I do it for me. I do it for me, because if I worked at Lowe's pushing carts, I'm sure my daughter would still love me. Don't get it twisted. I fight to secure a future for her. This is my means to survive now. And so I'm using this platform to better my life for her. So she's always in the back of my mind. For sure. I want to make sure that she lives a life 5 times better than my life. I want to make sure she goes on vacations all the time. I want to make sure anything that her heart desires, I'm not holding her back,
Right.
for whatever reason. I want to make sure that she can do what she wants to do, and I'm not a hindrance to that. So I got to work hard to make sure she's in that position. So it's always good motivation, man, when I got my daughter in the back of my mind, thinking like, hey, man, right now, this is what I got to do to secure a financial future for her. So let me go out there and put a little bit more effort, So it's awesome, it's a plus. But either way, I'm sure as the older she gets, she'll still have that love for me, whether I'm fighting or not. So It's just an addition for sure.
That's awesome, man. I love seeing you with her. I love seeing little videos, with her dancing, and you have to tell people she's not doing squats, she's dancing.
Exactly.
She got them moves.
Exactly.
So, all right, so before we let you go, give everybody all the bump box information on how to follow it on the Instagram. Give them your Phil Rowe information too, because I know there's people out there who are going to see this that already know you, but there's people that are going to see that don't know you. So we just want to make sure we get all that out there, and then we're just going to wrap it up. So listen up right here, kids.
Copy. So follow my Bump Box page on Instagram. It's Bump Box Orlando. So BUMPBOXX Orlando. Follow me on Instagram, and you can get all the updates on where to purchase product, deals, and specials we're running. You can follow me, Philly Fresh UFC, or you can follow my business partner, Signed by Pete. So we're always posting new events, new products, new sales, new specials. We're constantly running something. So either of those 3 accounts, you're going to see Bump Box Orlando information when we're having celebrity guests here, when we're having athletes here. Now we have artists come twice a week singing, doing live karaoke and things
That's
like
awesome.
that. Top artists. So just follow us, and we'll keep you updated on what we got going on.
All right, well, listen, man, thank you so much for taking time. I know your schedule is busy, and I appreciate you allowing me to come over here and check this all
I
out.
appreciate you taking the drive, man.
Oh,
It's crazy.
dude, I would drive to California to come talk to you.
That's
dude.
love, man.
'Cause that's all love, dude. I loved you since I met you. All right, guys, well, listen. This is Phil, the Fresh Prince Rowe, a.k.a. Philly Fresh, a.k.a. 1-on-1 in the Octagon, a.k.a. an entrepreneur, a.k.a. black business owner, a.k.a. Bump Box Orlando. Remember all that shit. He's going places, man. Follow along. You're going to love it, man. He's a good human being. He's a great dad. He's a great husband. He's great to his community. He's doing stuff in his community right now. I'm not even going to put him on blast because he don't want recognition for that. I'm just telling you, he does things that nobody knows about, and he does it for all the right reasons. So, if nothing else, follow him just for that. Well, that's it, kids. We're going to wrap up here at Bump Box Orlando with Phil Rowe, the Fresh Prince. I am Christopher James. You've been K-Side. Good night, everybody. And love you, Pete.
Hey kids, that was my chat with Phil Rowe. I love that guy, man. He truly brings a positive vibe around him wherever he goes. He knows what's going on in his community. He knows what he's trying to achieve in his fight career, and he's going to do it. He's doing it. He's not just going to do it. He's already doing it. So I am, for one, as a member of the media, I'm not supposed to be biased, but with him, and a few other guys, you guys know who my favorites are. These are guys I came up with on the scene in Florida, and I've watched them develop into great fighters and great human beings, both male and female, because there's a lot of them. So that's it. Don't forget tonight, the XFC 45 and Young Guns on Fox Sports 2. That's going to be on. Check your local listings for that. It should be this evening. Tomorrow we got UFC 265. I will put up my picks tomorrow. I've been having a shitty run on my picks, man. Like I'm picking favorites to win, and I can't even get them, So, but it is what it is, man. That's why they fight, right? So I hope you enjoyed my chat with Phil Rowe. Follow him, like I said. If you need a bump box, hit him up on any of his social media. Follow at Bumpbox Orlando. That's BUMPBOXX Orlando, and keep up with the store. Keep up with Phil. Follow him, man. You'll be happy you did. That's it, kids. I want to say thank you so much for being a part of my life today and for allowing me to be a part of yours. It truly means the world to me right here. And we got to get on out. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I'll see you next week with some more interviews and chats and conversations. But that's it, boys and girls. So until next time, I am Christopher James, and you have been Cageside. See you all later.
What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuit. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Thor producers. There you go, baby.